I'm going to do one more example and just show you what happens if you have to rearrange it. So this is question 3 in the knowledge organizer. You can see they're not equal to 0. And if you remember before, I said the first step is to make sure it equals to 0. So if you look at the first one, it's x squared plus 3x equals 6. So I need to make this right-hand side equal 0. So I'm going to take away 6 from that side, because 6 take away 6 is 0. And if I take 6 from the right-hand side, I need to take 6 from the left-hand side. So I'll end up with x squared plus 3x take away 6. And that will be my quadratic equation there. Remember our quadratic formula? It is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, so my a is equal to 1, as I've only got 1x squared here. B is equal to 3, and c this time is negative, so negative 6. And I'm going to put all of that substitution into the quadratic formula. So I'll have x equals minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative, not negative 3, negative 6, all over 2 times 1. Now, it's really important how you write this working out down. I know you're doing this at home, but in the exam, you need to write the step down to get the marks. It shows whoever's marking your work that you have done the substitution correctly, and you've put the B's in the correct places, the C's in the correct places, and so on. It's really important that you draw this square root sign all the way across. If you only stop it here, in quite a lot of exam boards, they won't accept this as a correct substitution. Okay, and the same applies if you're doing a fraction line. Please don't just stop it here and just write 2 times 1 because you didn't want to draw the whole line in. Again, there's a lot of exam boards that would consider this substitution wrong because they would consider that you've remembered the quadratic formula wrong. So you need to make sure that you do draw the line all the way across right to the very end. Draw your square root sign all the way across right to the end. 2 times 1 into your denominator. Okay. Right. I'm going to simplify this first. So minus 3 plus or minus square root of 3 is 9. 4 times 1 times negative 6. Subtract negative 24. So if you do this bit first, it then means you can be careful with these negative signs. All over 2 times 1, which is 2, and then I'm just going to simplify it one last time. I know, and when I subtract a negative, this is the same as adding. So 9 add 24, which is 33, all over 2. And that'll be my quadratic calculation ready to work out. And then I will pop it into the calculator. So my first answer will be 1.37. And the second x value, that will be minus 4.37 to 2 decimal places. Hope this video helps.